Hi everyone, thanks for joining. We'll just start this event very soon. We'll just wait for few others to join as well, and then next 4 minutes we should start very soon. All right. Hi everyone. Good afternoon. I'm Naman Gupta, and thank you for joining in. And if possible, you guys can switch on to your camera, and if you are comfortable and relaxed, and if you don't want to, that's again absolutely fine. So I'm Naman Gupta. I look after for growth and partnerships and marketing for zbyte, and today we are doing this session with CryptoWaley. Rishabh is there from CryptoWaley. You guys can see, and he has done like a great job in bringing everything together so that we can sort of conduct this session. So I'm excited for this session, and it's like a Web3 boot camp. So we're going to discuss about Web3, what are the things that are happening in the industry, on the real ground, not just in the articles and the buzz that you keep seeing everywhere, right, in the crypto world or whatever, right? So we'll try to make this session as interactive as possible and as engaging as possible, right? So that's the intention, to make our the Sunday afternoon productive, right? So that's how we're gonna go about it, and we'll keep it very cool, very engaging. And if you feel like that, hey, Naman, at this point I'm not able to get it right, so just let me know. Just maybe raise your hand in this, and then just unmute yourself. Ask your doubt that यार ये सुना है मैंने, but ये क्या हो रहा है, या फिर इसको ये कैसे करते हैं, right? So you need to be as chill as possible, right? So that is all cool from that part as well. So let's start with a bit of an introduction, right? That why exactly you are here, and what is your exact expectation from this session, so that I'll be able to understand better what sort of crowd do we have right now, and how I should really go about it, right? So anyone can simply unmute and give like an introduction. Maybe we can start with Anand. Anand, do you want to go first? I think you're on mute if you're speaking. Or maybe, yeah. Yeah, Anand, go ahead. Okay. Chetan, do you wanna introduce yourself?
Hi everyone, hi, this is Chetan. I'm a first year undergrad at NIT Jalandhar. Yeah, so I have been into this blockchain space from as of now. It's already been 1 year. As of now, I am quite familiar with the tech and the terminology in this space. We are also
Correct.
building a project. It's named as CDAO. We are going into a DAO format. Yeah, so
Okay.
I have been following crypto wallet also from past month, I guess. From Twitter only, I have just recognized them. Yeah, so
Mhm.
quite interested. Yeah, just looking for something new to interact here in this boot camp.
Absolutely. Thanks, Chetan. Okay, let's quickly move to Devesh and then Goranchi. Yeah, Devesh.
Hey, am I audible?
Yes, you're audible. Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
you are audible
So,
and
very good
visible.
afternoon. Yeah,
Good
thank
afternoon.
you for that. My name is Devesh. I'm a fifth year student of Amity University studying BC Presidency Dual Degree Integrated course. And I've been a web developer from last 2 to 3 years. But now I'm trying to switch towards Web3 because, first of all, it was due to placements and everything. That time,
Correct.
Web3 was not into that um, jo- job and everything. It was much more freelancing or a creative application building. But now, as it is getting much more revolutionized, and as more industry versions come up, so now I'm
Yes.
just looking on so that I can increase my knowledge and be a better developer.
Perfect. Perfect. Hopefully, it will be much more fruitful to you as well, right? Great. Okay, Goranchi. Yeah, please go ahead.
Hello. So
Yeah.
I am also into Web3 space from approximately 8 to 9 months now, and I'm also working as a blockchain developer intern in Prodigal AI, and we are building Web3 based back testing engine. So I built a few dApps, but I haven't developed a no code app yet. So
Hmm.
I'm looking forward for it.
Perfect. Perfect, Goranchi. Hopefully, this session will be helpful. Okay. Jaskirat, do you want to go next? Okay. Utsav?
Hello, am I audible?
Yes, you're audible.
Actually, this is my brother's account. My name is Vidyut Singhal, by the way, and
Okay.
I'm into Web3 since like 5 to 6 months. I've been knowing continuously learning the basics, and I'm here to actually know more about Web3 and just enter this world of Web3 because making this transition.
Okay. Okay. Great. 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 So you are keeping your anonymity here as well, right? You have logged in from
Uh,
your.
e- exactly.
That's great. And good to see your tweet as well for us and CryptoWaley Vidyut. I remember clearly, like our team sort of said that, hey, there's one guy Vidyut, he posted about the access pass that he has got, from our team. And I was like very impressive that, someone has actually taken some effort to say like, and to promote that this is something that is happening and you can register as well. So kudos to you. Thank you again for joining, and thank you for promoting as well so that more and more students community can actually join in. So thank you once again. Thank you for being here. Thank you. Okay. Anyone else who is left to introduce?
Hey, so am I audible now?
Yes, you're audible. Yeah.
Yeah, so like at that time, my mic was not working probably.
No
So
worries. Yeah,
yeah,
please go ahead.
I'm just Kirat. I'm from second year BTech CSE from Indraprastha University, Delhi, and
Mhm.
I have been into this Web3 space for like 6 or 7 months now, and I'm developing smart contracts on Solidity, learning
Okay.
and developing both, and like now the next thing I'm gonna learn is NFTs and that. So yeah, looking
Nice.
forward to get some insights in this session.
Perfect. Perfect. Thank you so much for the introduction. I think we are good to go in like just 10 minutes of the session. We have sort of know each other now, that sort of icebreaker thing. And I think, Rishabh, do you want to introduce yourself and Crypto Valley as well?
श्योर तो फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल थैंक यू यार संडे के दोपहर के तुमने भी टाइम निकाल के ये 1 बजे वाले और ये सेशन ज्वाइन कर रहे हो और लाइक मोस्ट ऑफ द पीपल जो नहीं जानते उनको बता देते हैं कि हम हमारा यूट्यूब चैनल है क्रिप्टो वाले के नाम से तो जितने भी दिल्ली एनसीआर के अंदर इस समय ब्लॉकचेन और क्रिप्टो से रिलेटेड मीटअप्स हो रहे हैं वी ट्राई टू कवर दैट सो दैट जो भी न्यू डेवलपर्स हो रहे हैं या फिर फाउंडर्स हैं सीईओज एक्सचेंजेस तो उन सबको हम उनकी ब्रांड बिल्डिंग के अंदर हेल्प कर रहे हैं और इसी तरीके से कम्युनिटी को भी पता चल रहा है कि किस तरीके से एक्चुअली में मीटअप्स हो रहे हैं ये जितनी भी चीज़ है ना कभी भी लोगों को लगता है कि वो बस एक टोकन जनरेट करना है और फिर हाउ टू रन द पीपल और द कम्युनिटी बट उन लोगों को आइडिया नहीं होता कि एक प्रोजेक्ट के पीछे एक्चुअली में हंड्रेड और इवन थाउजेंड्स ऑफ पीपल की टीम लगी होती है किसी ना किसी प्रोडक्ट को बिल्ड करने के लिए सर्विस को बिल्ड करने के लिए तो वी जस्ट ट्राई टू शोकेस दैट कि चीज़ें एक्चुअल में हो रही है इट्स गुड टाइम कि कॉलेज स्टूडेंट्स इन चीज़ों को भी समझ रहे हैं और उनको लर्न कर रहे हैं क्योंकि होपफुली अगले 5 to 10 years के अंदर जो भी रेवोल्यूशनरी प्रोडक्ट या सर्विस होगी वो कोई कॉलेज स्टूडेंट ही बनाएगा वो कोई 40 साल के अंकल 50 साल के अंकल का बनाना बड़ा मुश्किल है तो
Correct.
हैप्पी टू सी ऑल यू हियर
Yes. So I think, yeah, in a nutshell, I think what I can say is like CryptoWallet is trying to spread sort of the right information, I would rather say, and not just the myths about the crypto industry, the fad about the crypto industry, right? Instead, they are actually trying to make students understand, the student community understand that, hey, the reason cryptocurrencies are there, the reason it is more speculative, the reason it has some value, because there are some projects that are being built on these top of the blockchains, right? That's why these projects basically decide what should be the ideal and the right value for these cryptocurrencies, and that's why the crypto wallet is sort of going to all these meetups, collaborating with companies like us who are into low code app development, who are trying to simplify the app building process for the developers and for the students and for the Web3 enthusiasts like you, right? So that's what they are trying to being a catalyst, I would rather say, so that the right builders should really come into the frame, and they should build the right thing using the cryptocurrency as a medium of exchange. So once again, thank you, Rishabh, for for your support for the collaboration. And now let's get started with the entire session. So the agenda looks like we'll click a nice photo right now with a screenshot so that we can see ourselves and know and tag ourselves each other on the Twitter and LinkedIn. So we'll request you to just switch on your cameras. Second thing, we'll be starting with the basics of Web3 and blockchain. what is it, does it really look like, and if there are any questions that you may need to ask regarding each of the term, you can feel free to ask. You will understand what is a smart contract. I'm sure a lot of you already know what are these things, but we'll get into the a bit of a detail of each and everything, right? And then after that, what we'll do, we'll move to the actual the tab building session, the platform demo. That this is the platform look like, and this is how you can actually build the tabs. But the question that might come up: what are the ideas? What are the real use case? How, when, from where to get started, right? So in this session, you can, in a nutshell, I would rather say, you will get a roadmap that this is how and this is where you need to start. And at the end of the session, we will also give you like resources so that you can actually build apps on a platform. So I think Gauranji or someone just really said that she has built some apps, but in the low code, it's like her first, right? So the first are always, of course, especially in the Web3 when we are trying to build apps. So for a moment, just for like a 5 seconds, so Manas is there from my team, in the chat room. So in case if I'm not audible, or in case if if you're not able to see my screen or something, some tech issue happen, you can write to Manas, maybe personally, or however way you actually want, right? So he's from there. He's from my team. So we'll request you just to like switch on your camera for a moment. Manas, let us know when you are ready, and then everyone can feel free to switch back your cameras off. But I request you to just switch on for just like 5 to 10 seconds. Yeah. Manas, let us know that when you're ready and when you're done.
Okay, so in 3, 2, 1. Okay, done. Thank you, guys.
Okay, is everyone had actually like started the camera? I'm not sure. Like, is everyone there visible? I think not, or everyone has actually opened. Can we do it like again? Yeah. I request everyone it's just get if possible.
My webcam is not working right now. It's been an issue.
Okay.
Sorry for
no
that.
Worries. No worries. So Manas, we've got right a nice screenshot for as a memory, right?
Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you so much. All right. So I'll just share my screen now, and let's get started. We keep doing these presentations and everything in colleges and everywhere, so that a lot of students could learn, right? So that's where it is. So welcome to Web3 Bootcamp. What I really want is to for you to understand that how we are actually building stuff, and what is your understanding of the Web3 world, right? Just a second. Okay, so you can see a scanner, right? Like on Twitter on the right side, you can just simply scan, and the Twitter one, right? If you want the Discord thing, it's fine, but just scan the Twitter one, and there'll be a one tweet on the top of it as a main thread. It will be a pinned thread, right? I'm giving you like 30 seconds to see, and your understanding about what are we really trying to solve. I really want to make this session more engaging, so that once you understand what is the pain point of a developer, especially a blockchain developer in today's date, only then you will be able to understand that, hey, this is the challenge, and this is what we can really solve via low code, right? So there will be a pinned tweet, on the top of the page, right? So just try to scan it, this code, and just unmute yourself and let me know what is your understanding of zbyte. What are we really trying to do, right? Can anyone unmute and say? Anyone. I mean, it's not need to be like absolutely right or something. Even if you give me like a basic idea that this is my understanding, Naman, that this is what you guys are, helping us with, even that part will be good. You guys can see my screen, right?
Basically making dApps more easier, removing all the complexities from the dApps.
Correct. Sounds good. Absolutely, Utsav. You're absolutely right. Anyone else? Okay, perfect. So, Utsav, you're absolutely right. If you speak to any blockchain developer, you'll always hear this thing that, hey, I'm building a tab, but I need to learn like tens of programming languages. I need to write a smart contract in Solidity. I need to know Remix. I need to create like front end and one part and, the back end at another, right? Like, which is like the blockchain deployment, right? You need like a cryptocurrency to build tabs. You need to sort of have a wallet to actually use any Web3 platform to begin with, like say MetaMask or something, right? But imagine you don't need a wallet, still you'll be able to log in on a Web3 platform. Imagine you don't own any Polygon Matic, like say to deploy on a Polygon blockchain, but still you are able to deploy it on Polygon, right? Imagine you don't need to write a smart contract, but you are able to use that as a contract in building your tab, right? So we'll uncover everything, but first let's get into the detail and understand the entire Web3 ecosystem quickly, right? So Web3 expertise is the fastest growing skill, guys, according to the latest skill index, and it is now one of the hottest in the job market, right? Imagine like you must be speaking to a lot of LinkedIn, folks that you may meet, and you ask them that, hey, if you're in blockchain, how much is your salary, right? Or how much, even if you're a smart contract developer, maybe to an open source community, right? Or something anywhere, right? So then how much you are really earning, or how do you really see the Web3 market, booming around, right? You'll hear the good things, you'll hear the growing things that is happening. So it is a skill which you need to have, especially in the current world, because just like the app environment, the app ecosystem disrupted everything, the way we transact these days, the way we do and make payments in these days, everything has disrupted via fintechs in the Web2 world. The same thing is going to happen in the Web3 world as well. Using decentralization technology, using low-code technology, so that app building becomes much more easy and cheaper, right? And we all know that the time when we were growing up, 10 years back, you remember like all these coders, they used to charge like bombshell of money to like build a website or something, right? But now then WordPress came in and WordPress disrupted everything. And the WordPress was like, hey, here's our tool, and just drag and drop features. You build a website, you host it on, you take a domain and host it on a hosting platform, and then you're done. You can run your business, right? The same thing is going to happen in the Web3 as well. That's the same trend that we have seen over the past few years, right? Be it a cloud technology, be it a app, disruption that has happened, or maybe now we are looking at AI as well. That is the same thing that is happening right now, right? So the market trends definitely suggest that by 2030, the value of metaverse will even exceed, 5 trillion, right? I would suggest that don't always get distracted about these words like say metaverse or like just Web3 or something. Have this thing in mind that Web3, I mean, the blockchain as a technology is revolutionary, right? People may call it anything or everything, but you need to think that as a blockchain technology, the decentralized technology itself is sort of revolutionary, and the investment is sort of flowing in. You can see, 13 million, from 30 million to, it has gone to like 120 billion dollars, right? It is absolutely like 2x faster speed. The adoption rate is there in the Web3 technology, right? And a lot of enterprises have already started using the blockchain technology and the NFTs they are coming up with. If you read about Starbucks Odyssey program, which is their new customer loyalty program, it's absolutely based on NFTs, right? So you start thinking, right? Nike, they just made like I think $100 million or something like that. I'm not sure about the figure, but with their NFT project, right? So just like AI was always there in the past, it's just that now everyone is talking about, because OpenAI, a tool like OpenAI, just now we have that in our hand with ChatGPT, and now everyone is sort of talking about it, right? But AI was always there. Enterprise were always using. The same thing is happening in the Web3 world as well. Enterprises are actually using blockchain technology. It's just that to make it more mainstream and mass adoption, tools like zbyte needs to be there to empower developers and blockchain developers like you, who could easily build apps, right? Anyone have any thoughts on the market trends that really look like as of now? Since you can always see the salary structure is growing, there's a demand of like more than 500% when it comes to a blockchain engineer. You can see the gap here. right? All these languages versus Web3 tab building, right? This is the shortage that we are talking about. This is the shortage that we want to eliminate about, right? You can see how much other developers get paid versus the blockchain developers get paid. No matter if it's a fresher or mid experience or experience, you can see the disparity here, right? So that's what it is. So anyone who would like to share any thoughts or some data that you know or you would like to add and share with others? You can just simply unmute yourself and add to it.
Pardon?
Anyone? Yeah, please go ahead.
Could you please repeat the question? My network issue was there.
No worries. So I'm just saying that the data that I've shared just now, right, it definitely showcased something big, right, that is happening, a bigger canvas. Anyone who would like to add anything, maybe you have seen something or some data points or anything that are you also bullish on the Web3 jobs and opportunities?
Yes, I am. Like, as I'm in Amity, there have been multiple sessions on Web3 as well. Many times, there have been companies who have come up with Web3 application for the business meetings as well. Like, they have the
Okay.
AR and VR applications where they have private rooms that only particular people can access in terms of their virtual environments. Like, we have their, what should I say?
Okay.
Like, as in the databases we have, right? The admin facilities, the user facilities. So they have that type of discretion also with them.
Nice. That means the colleges are also getting interested in, creating and executing these sessions about Web3, so that students should learn right from the very beginning. That's great. That's great, actually. Yes, amazing. Anyone else, or should we move forward? Just write in the chat yes if you're all good to if you want us to move forward. Let's make it this more interactive. Amazing. Great.
One
You
more
guys can
request.
stop.
uh,
Yeah,
Just,
Rishabh.
I had a request. If you guys are already on Twitter, so do take a screenshot, or I have already mentioned in the chat. Do tag us, build with zbyte, hashtag CryptoWaley, @CryptoWaley. So let's just create some buzz कि लोगों को
Yes,
पता चले यार संडे के दिन भी काम चल रहा है और you are guys are learning the new thing.
absolutely. And I think Rishabh has already shared the hashtag and our platform link. I mean the platform profile username in the chat section. So you can simply just use that as well. And definitely, yeah, we should definitely create a buzz, and we should definitely talk about what we are really building, right? All right. Now let's just move forward. Okay, just give me a second. Okay, my presentation went off actually. That's why. Okay. You guys can see my screen now, right? Perfect.
Yes, we can.
Okay, so let's understand very quickly. I know a lot of you are already well versed about Web3, but in a very basic and a very nutshell way, if I talk about the Web 1, you can think about the Internet Explorer world, the Yahoo world, the Reddit world, and the
Naman, you're mute.
yes, that's why. That's why I always keep our team in the chat, because nobody else is saying that I'm on mute. Okay, yeah. So I was just saying that in a nutshell, we'll just understand about the Web3, that what it is, and how we have evolved over the years, right? So in the Web 1 world, you can think about all the Yahoos and the Reddit and the Internet Explorer world, where only the one-way information was there, right? As compared to the Web 2 world that we are currently living in, which is like Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, where we are connected with each other, we are sharing information with each other, and the technology has evolved in such a way that the network effect is even much more, right? But having said that, whenever there's a network effect, there's always a challenge that comes in, which is the transparency, which is the security, which is the privacy, which leads to trust, right? That's the reason we have evolved towards a Web3 economy. It's not like it's a Web3 economy as a whole. The Web2 economy and Web3 economy will coexist with each other. As I said in the past slide, that it doesn't matter if we call it Web3, it doesn't matter if we call it, anything for that matter, right? What we should be talking about is the pros, the benefits, and the reasons why the need of an evolution is really required, right? Now imagine that you are making like a transactions and everything on a banking app or something, right? Normal in the Web2 world that we are currently doing, right? All our data is with a centralized entity, right? But imagine that a dApp, which is a decentralized app, is there, and we are making and we are doing transaction, but very anonymously, right? And the same transaction is happening, but in a very much secured way, where the no one party can actually say disregard a smart contract, right? Like say if we have come into a agreement that this is what will happen if you do this work, or this much money I'll pay you, or you will get, right, or something like that. So that thing is possible in a very transparent and trustworthy way, right, in the Web3 world. That's why it's called like a token economy. We try to create like a coins, a medium of exchange, a currency where all these transactions are happening, where everyone has a copy of it. It's a distributed ledger, right, where everyone knows that this transaction has actually taken place. Since the blockchain technology, it's immutable. You cannot tamper it, right? You cannot delete any data per se, right? That's where the fraud will sort of reduce. It's like a de-risking the entire use cases which are there in the business out there, right? So that's why the need for Web3 sort of comes in, and that's
Mute.
Naman, you're mute again.
You're mute again.
okay. I don't know what is happening. Yes. So what I was saying, the internet is sort of evolving, right? This is the same thing that we discussed, in the previous slide. That privacy, trust, and transparency are important. What it really helps you with the ownership of data. You own your data when you are building or you are adding something to a block. You're actually having that faith in the system, right? That you are building, and your data is absolutely secured, right? So this is what we have discussed, and now let's move to another thing, which is like the decentralization. So just a visual representation of, you can think of it's like a big server. आज भी यही होता है, right? I mean, like even if the WhatsApp is sort of down for like even 30 minutes, we go on to Twitter and say like what hashtag WhatsApp down, WhatsApp down, right? So much centralization really affects the whole ecosystem altogether, right? But imagine if you're building a dApp and if you're deploying it on Polygon. Imagine if something happens to Polygon. In minutes, you can really move your entire system from Polygon to like say another blockchain, like say Ethereum, or like say Cardano, right? Or like say Avalanche, right? You're not dependent on any centralized entity. This is the basic example I can give you to make you explain that this is the difference in centralization and the decentralization network and the pros of it, right? There's a need of moving from a centralized server to a decentralized server as a whole, right? So before going to blockchain, is there any doubt? Is there any question so far that we have covered? Anyone can ask. Just unmute yourself and you can ask. Okay, perfect. So now let's understand the entire blockchain, right? So visually also we have sort of tried to explain it, but you can think of it's like a block which is like interconnected via chain. Each block stores some sort of data, right? And it is secured. Using algorithms, it actually sort of process the entire data that we are uploading and create hash of each of the data block that is sort of uploaded, right? And with again the much more complex algorithm, it creates a key using multiple hashes, right? That is actually called like a private key and a public key, right? You can think of a block. In that block, a lot of data is stored, and when the data is processed by a blockchain, then a hash comes in. With the hash, with the multiple hashes, there's a one private and a public key sort of generates, right? And it gets unlocked with only a previous hash. So you can see it here that the hash of this, right, and the previous hash of this block is the key to unlock and to retrieve the data from this particular block, right? As you can see, this is the hash which is calculated with the data stored in this particular block, right? And the previous hash is this, like 1z8f. You can see here, right? This is what after a lot of algorithm computation, the key will be generating, right? So block is just usual blocks which are interconnected. That's why it's called like a blockchain, right? And I would always suggest whatever terms that we're discussing here, you can just keep noting it down and always do some sort of in-depth research, via using Google or ChatGPT or whatever, or on forums, or even you can ask some doubts or question on our Discord as well, right? But this is a simple and a basic explanation that I could really give you in this much amount of time, right? That is really available. So I hope the blockchain is as a concept is sort of clear that it's a chain, it's a blockchain where the data is stored and it cannot be really deleted, right? Because the data is actually, it's a ledger, right? Once it's recorded, and the copy of each of the ledger is with every node that is there in the system. So nobody can actually tamper it. It's tamper proof, right? So all these terms that might sound a little complicated or like say over the head to you guys, but I would suggest keep writing it down, right? So what are the properties of blockchain, right? It's programmable, it's secure, it's anonymous. We just discussed that there'll be a key, which is like a private key and a public key, right? That's why the MetaMask wallets are like there, right? They have a key. They don't really use your name or something, right? Of course, for their own information they do, but to make a transaction, your key is the only thing that is required, right? That's why that makes us unanimous, right? And if we go and look at here, it is distributed, as I just said, that whatever data is sort of stored, it shares a copy of the ledger for transparency with other nodes, with other network participants that are there. It's immutable, that nobody can really change or tamper or delete or reverse any data. It's immutable. It just validates the records that are available. It is stamped, right? So if you mint any NFT, does anyone has minted any NFT as of now, maybe on OpenSea or any other platform? Just unmute and let me know. Has anyone tried minting an NFT or own any NFT? Okay, no worries. So we have a surprise for you at the end. We'll tell you guys what is that surprise. It is absolutely related to an NFT, and there's a chance for you to own your own NFT as well. I'll tell you about that towards the end of the session, right? Okay. So the timestamp thing that I really wanted to tell you is, whenever you do a certain transaction, like for example, you mint an NFT, there'll always be a time which is stamped on the transaction copy of that particular minting that has happened, right? So nobody can really change that. That makes the details more verifiable. That hey, this is the person who owns this NFT and this particular point of time with this IP address. This was sort of minted, and now this person is the owner, right? So this makes things more verifiable, and it's tamper proof, so nobody can change it as well, right? Okay, so now how a blockchain really works, right? So imagine a transaction is requested, right? That hey, Naman has paid like $1,000 to Rishabh, right? This is what something that is going to happen, right? So a block that represents the transaction is created. That hey, this information has this transaction that is recorded. Now the block is sent to every node in the network. That hey, other nodes, A node X, A node Y. This is a transaction that has been requested that Naman said he'll pay $1,000 to Rishabh, right? So now every node validate the transaction. So how this node validate? There are smart contracts that we'll be talking about. Imagine why I'm paying $1,000 to Rishabh, because Rishabh promised that he'll deliver, like say, 1,000 kgs of XYZ goods to Bombay, right? Once this work is done, then Naman is liable to pay to Rishabh like $1,000, right? So everyone validate the transaction, the transparency, and it says, yes, this transaction is valid, right? That's when nodes receive a reward for the proof of work. That is what the proof of work comes in the picture, that every node has made this work of validating a transaction, that is called a proof of work, and that's how they're validating a transaction on the, and it is happening very seamlessly and very quick, right? So you will not see this happening taking a lot of time, right? If you see the whole scenario, this is actually calculates a transaction per second speed, that how quickly this whole transaction is taking place on the blockchain. That's what makes blockchain more secured and better. Like say X amount of transaction speed is taken by Polygon. Maybe the same transaction speed could be better on Avalanche, right? That's where the user, the blockchain developer, decide which blockchain to actually use, right? So once this nodes validate a transaction and they get paid a reward, a block is added to the existing blockchain. That yes, this is actually right, and that's when a transaction is actually considered as complete, right? This is how a transaction on blockchain really works. Is there any questions so far? You can unmute and you can ask. Sounds good. So we just discussed about a smart contract. So smart contract is just like that. Just the example that I have given. And this is the same thing. It's written in a definition sort of languages, but there's the same example that I'm just talking about, right? So like, see, Bob wants to sell his house, matching a buyer and seller. John wants to buy a house, Bob wants to sell. So a land deed are registered. Once the possession is done, then smart contract will automatically get executed and the settlement happens. So that leads to undisputed ownership. That's why it's called smart contract, because you don't need to give instruction. It is coded. You can just consider a smart contract as a piece of code, which is like which will get executed when certain conditions meet, right? That's why it's called smart. But now, yeah, Rishabh.
I think Ramprasad is Ramprasad, are you having any doubts? Like you have typed twice, no.
I guess I was asking if you have any questions, and I think that's where Ramprasad said, okay, no, I don't have any questions.
Okay.
Yeah.
Continue. I think.
Yes.
Okay.
Perfect.
Continue.
Perfect. Yes. Okay. So now, but a lot of you may ask that now, like, what are dApps? How the apps are different than dApps, and what is the stuff that we're talking about, right? So as I give you the first example, you remember in the first slide that just like how we are making transactions, how we are making payments, in today's world using these fintech apps, right? Be it like Cred or be it a UPI app or Paytm or whatever, right? But imagine, everything, all the data is not stored in a certain location of these app owners, but rather than on a blockchain. It is more secured. It is more decentralized at a level where we cannot even imagine that no one can actually tamper this, right? That's where the difference really lies in. So just like a website or an app, right? We host it somewhere, right? Where all these applications, its front end, back end runs in, right? It's a centralized server. Instead of a server, these dApps are deployed and hosted on a blockchain. That's why it's called like a decentralized apps. right? And what are we going to build is the dApps only. It's just that various other use case has come into the picture now because a lot of retail businesses have started using it. Imagine why would Starbucks would need to create like a new customer loyalty program for their customers, right? Because the other one, the previous one, reward point system is so boring now. Customers are not using it. They want to get into NFTs. How Starbucks can bring them into NFTs, right? By building these dApps that, imagine a scenario where, if I buy like 100 a cup of like say cold coffees or latte at Starbucks, right? And Starbucks will say that, hey, Naman, since you bought like 100 NFT, the cup of coffee will give you like a one, silver NFT, which is like unique to you. So from next month onwards, they'll push this message out as a notification on their dApp that whomsoever is actually holding and owning these silver NFTs are eligible to get flat 20% discount, right? The entire customer engagement and the journey has become much more interesting by bringing the decentralization, the NFTs into play, right? That's where the more and more customers will be interested in buying the product as well. So a lot of enterprises are already building dApps and utilizing it. We may not feel that this is happening because the mass adoption has not yet happened. Who will do the mass adoption? People like you and me, who will think about a lot of use case ideas. We'll be discussing that as well, right? And then you will see how you can build and scale it as well, right? So this is the basic difference in, apps and dApps that we have just discussed. Right. So what are the advantages of dApp, right? Of course, it's secure. It's the privacy is there. So everyone is sort of, interacting very anonymously. Your data is sort of, secured in that way. Fault tolerance is there. As I just gave you an example, if something if your dApp is deployed on Polygon blockchain, for example, and if something goes wrong on Polygon, right, then you can actually move to a different blockchain. But imagine even in the same blockchain, if a node is not working or it's tampered for whatever reason, let's imagine the worst case scenario, even then you can actually change and move your data, right? So the fault tolerance capacity of dApps are much more higher than normal applications that are there, right? So the data that leads to data integrity, right? Imagine you have a lot of Web2 data as well. Then you'll be like, Naman, what will happen to that, right? Definitely, in dApps, you can actually connect your existing data source. So the entire data integrity is sort of managed, right? I mean, even if you have like some data on a particular blockchain, right, and another data on another blockchain, they can also communicate with each other, right? And that's how the hackers are not prone to, affect your particular dApp scenario that is there, right? That's why it's written like data stored on the blockchain is immutable and tamper-proof due to the use of consensus algorithm. Hackers cannot forge transaction and the data stored on the blockchain is resistant to change, right? You can keep your data on other blockchains, like multiple blockchains as well, right? Now coming to highly autonomous, as we have discussed that, it makes things more secure, right? There's no censorship as of now. Otherwise, when the applications world, be it Android or iOS, there's always a censorship from the centralized community as well. You may have heard a lot of Apple is banning the gambling sort of apps on their Play Store, right? They are putting some restrictions. They are putting some censorship that hey, for the developers also the 30% commission straight away should come to us or something like that, right? So a lot of censorship comes into the picture when things are very much centralized, right? So in dApps, that is not there, right? Verifiable behavior, smart contracts can be analyzed and are guaranteed to execute in predictable ways without a need of monitoring. So if a smart contract is uploaded and integrated on a blockchain, then it will execute, right? So in the same example where I was paying like $1,000 to Rishabh, for example, then I cannot deny, at a later stage that hey, I'll not pay Rishabh even after I've got like 1,000 kgs of goods delivered, right? Since it is automated, since it is guaranteed, someone can actually predict what is going to happen next, right? That makes the dApps much more advanced and leverageable, right? So now let's move to another thing, which is like, our platform. So till here, any questions so far? Any question? We are going to move towards, our platform. How does that look? And you are going to actually witness the power of a decentralized platform. To just, be ready, because you may have seen everything very piecemeal, like, a platform like, Morales, or a platform like Decentrology, where the smart contracts come into play, or like, a platform like Buns, where you can actually validate a lot of smart contracts. So everything in a very piecemeal thing you have seen, but you are going to witness something revolutionary now. You're going to witness something, everything under one roof, right? Be it smart contract, be it, the data storage like IPFS, or maybe like the crypto thing, which is, amalgamated to a tokenomics, in the platform. So we are going to move towards that now to our platform. Anything before we go ahead, any term that is sort of is not well understood as of now, because that will really help you while we move ahead. So anything if you want to ask, please feel free to ask right now. Is it going interesting? Just write in the chat yes. If you feel like, you're learning something new and things are interesting, just write yes. अब थोड़ा पानी वानी पी लेता हूँ मैं. Can you please explain dApps again? Okay, definitely पानी की जरूरत तो बिल्कुल पड़ेगी. मुझे ना ऐसे दिल्ली वालों के साथ सेशन करने में बड़ा मजा आता है. ये बात तो है ना, उधर की अपने साइड की. अभी जैसे इसमें चैट मुझे लग नहीं रहा महाराष्ट्र से कोई है. मतलब बाय द वे, मैं खुद भी मतलब जयपुर राजस्थान से हूँ, तो मुझे उधर का अपना एकदम बड़ा वो वाला फील आता है कि हाँ, आई नो यू गाइस ऑलरेडी. नाइस. अब बाकी लोग कहाँ हैं यार? बाकी लोग जवाब नहीं दे रहे. मतलब कहाँ गए? इतने सारे लोगों से बात कर रहे थे मैं स्टार्टिंग के अंदर. सारे लोग यार इंटरेक्टिव बनाओ, एंगेजिंग बनाओ, तो मजा आएगा. ओके, तो राम प्रसाद, मैं आपको डैप्स का बड़ा क्लियर फंडा समझाता हूँ. सिंपल लैंग्वेज में अगर अपन समझें तो, इमेजिन कि आपके पास एक प्रॉपर्टी है, ठीक है? आपकी प्रॉपर्टी के बारे में आप जानते हो और मैं जानता हूँ दैट ये 50 करोड़ की प्रॉपर्टी है. अब आप चाहोगे ना कि मतलब आपकी प्रॉपर्टी के बारे में पूरे गांव को पता हो, लाइक 100 लोगों को पता हो, राइट? दैट इफ समथिंग हैपेंस, nobody can come and claim that it's my property or anyone, right? You want your data to be known to everyone out there, right? So that nobody can come and claim something which is not exactly there, right? That's where the decentralized part comes in, so that nobody can deny to a certain fact or a commitment. That is the decentralized part, right? Now coming to the app part, imagine in an app, the data is first of all stored not to a centralized entity. Imagine आप WhatsApp बना रहे हो. Imagine आपने एक WhatsApp बनाया है. Currently, if WhatsApp is down, whose fault it is? It is Meta's fault, right? The Zuckerberg company, because their servers has some faulty issue, and that's why the WhatsApp is down. But imagine आपने एक WhatsApp बनाया in Web3 and you have uploaded, deployed that app on, say, Ethereum blockchain. But let's assume if something has happened to Ethereum blockchain, maybe that is hacked or something. First of all, होगा नहीं. It takes at least, more than 51% of the, nodes to get corrupt, in a simple language, if I say, to actually nullify the entire thing, right? So that will not happen. But in case worst case scenario मान लो हो भी गया, right? You have that option to move your dApp to a different blockchain, like say Polygon, right? Or let's say Avalanche or whatever, right? That gives these applications a flexibility to not to be sort of associated with just one single central entity. That's the basic difference. You will be creating apps the way usually you are actually creating. It just have the element of decentralization. That's why it's called decentralized apps. The second difference is that in a normal apps, there's no another currency that is used, right, to deploy it on hosting. Like say आपने अपना ऐप को होस्ट किया, right? Like say Play Store पे आपने iOS Store पे whatever, right? There's no other currency that they're charging, right? And you need to have like a proper name, the profile thing and everything is sort of there, right? But in the decentralized world, what is really happening is you're having like a currency of their own blockchain, which they understand well, right? And why do you think कि currency की जरूरत क्यों पड़ी? To make transaction faster, because their algorithm understand their own tokenomics, right? That's why they have their own currencies as well. But what zbyte will eventually be doing and is actually doing is to eliminate that complexity also, that you don't need to own all these cryptocurrency. You just need to own like say a zbyte token, and you can deploy your decentralized app to like say Polygon or Ethereum or Avalanche or whatever, right? Eventually we'll have like more chains, right? So this is the difference in dApps and apps. It's more or less same, just the decentralization technology as a whole, the blockchain technology kicks in the picture. All right. Does that answer your question, Ram Prasad? I mean, थोड़ा आपको clear हुआ इस चीज से? थोड़ा भी एग्जाम्पल के साथ आप चैट में लिख सकते हो. Perfect. Cool. Anyone else? किसी को और भी कुछ भी पूछना हो बिल्कुल पूछ सकते हैं आप लोग. Perfect. Okay. So now it's the time that we are going to actually see the platform by ourselves, right? But what I want is you to build something. अरे वाह, राम प्रसाद ने स्माइली भी भेजा है, बड़ा cool cute सा emoji भेजा है. Very nice. Manas, can you share the dplat link in the chat so that I want everyone. So what we'll be doing now, there'll be a link that Manas from my team will be sharing it in the chat. You go there and you sign up. I'll just keep following the thing that I'm actually doing, right? You'll understand. Okay, and then we will build a dApp as well, but please I request you to follow the process so that only then you will be able to understand. Otherwise you will not be able to. All right, just share the dplat link in the chat, Manas. Yes, so here's the dplat link. Can you all go and sign up with any email ID? I mean, it's free, right? There's nothing, so you can simply just go there and see this. Just give me a thumbs up when you log in. That will get started in the chat. Yes, Abne. It may take some time. अच्छा, कोई बात नहीं, आराम से करो यार. सब लोग चैट में एक बात हम सब दो, चैट में जैसे आप साइन अप कर लो सब, because trust me, this is like important for you to understand about this platform. That's why I'm saying just sign up and just give me a thumbs up in the chat so that I know everyone is on the same page. My whole intention is to make this session more engaging, guys. Trust me, हम बड़ा casually हम लोग session को discuss करके हम लोग बहुत अच्छे चीजें समझ सकते हैं. So I request you to just send me a thumbs up once you sign up. वरुण ने कर लिया है, जसकिरत ने कर लिया है. यहाँ पे एटलीस्ट 13 लोग हैं. और किसने कर लिया है? आई थिंक गौरव का मुझे कैमरा देख के लग रहा है वो तो स्मार्ट कॉन्ट्रैक्ट लिखना स्टार्ट कर दिया उन्होंने. देवेश ने भी कर लिया है. ओके, where are the girls? I think starting में we had a word with Koranshi as well. Ishika has done it as well. Okay, I think Siddhi is also there. I know Siddhi from LinkedIn, and she requested to learn about blockchain, and she's very much enthusiastic. Hi Siddhi, we didn't get a chance to interact. We'll definitely interact. Are you building? Have you sort of added? Okay, she just left, I guess. Okay, some issue, no worries. Perfect. Okay, so just follow what I'm actually following, so that you'll also understand that how things really look like. So you must be on this page, and then you must have signed up. So see, whatever Web3 platform you interact with, first they'll ask you for connect with your MetaMask wallet, right? But here it's asking for your normal social media IDs, right? Like that you usually use under your Web2 framework, right? So that's how simplified. So as soon as you log in, it will automatically create a wallet for you, right? That's the beauty of this, that you don't need any external wallet to actually create it, right? So I'm using like my email ID as well. So this is like the dashboard will look like, right? So now in the Tab Studio that you are actually seeing, there are like three things that you need to know first, right? One is, if you come across to any problem or any challenge that yaar yahan aake atak gaye hain, from here what should I really do? I'm not able to understand. You just need to open Discord and write it in a general chat that, hey, this is the problem that I'm facing. Is there anyone who could help me with this problem? I want to proceed further, right? And someone from our community, which is almost around 900,000, they'll help you. That this is, if you're getting stuck, this is how you can move ahead. Second thing is documentation. If I click on here, it will take you to this page, which is like our zbyte dplat talks. Why we call it dplat? Because it's a decentralized platform, right? So this is a proper Git book. It's a proper documentation that we are having. So what are the key zbyte features? What are the benefits of zbyte? What are the blockchain basics for beginners, right? How the architecture really looks like. How you can connect the data source, in the zbyte platform. How you can build a UI. Everything is there. How to design an application. All these widgets information are actually there, right? How to access your data, how to write like add queries, how to write custom JavaScript codes. It has all the information out there. It has the codes written as well. You can simply copy as well. It's that simple. You can see everything here. You don't need to work that hard, right? Now, what are the prerequisites? To get started, you need to have all of this or whatever. Actually, you don't need anything. It's just a browser that we have just logged in, right? How you can use smart contracts, right? There's a video tutorial also that is sort of, here, right? It has all the details. You will see everything in our platform that you can click on add contract and you will come on to, different smart contracts that are available. You just need to install it. That's how it will actually look like. These are the custom, functions that are available. You can select and everything, right? Then how do you publish dApps? There's a proper video tutorial that is, available here, right? Building your first Hello World app. This is what we are going to build in some time. Once I finish, Manas from my team will help you and we'll build it together. These are the reference dApps that are available, like NFT greeting card dApp, NFT minting dApp, real estate tokenization dApp. If you click on like say NFT greeting card dApp, it will take you here. And it has all the step-by-step process that is available. It's that simple. Can you see how from a widget you are adding a container? How you can actually create and reduce and increase the size of your container, right? How you can actually change the height and width of the container as well. It's that simple. Imagine you don't need to write tens and tens of lines of codes to add like a single button or a container, right? If you ask any blockchain developer how difficult it is while building a dApp, you will realize the value of just drag and drop feature, right? That's the beauty of the zbyte dplat, that you don't need to write codes for any of these, right? Then imagine you are having like a DALI API or like any generative AI API, right? And you are giving a prompt, right? Like a kid playing a football and it will generate an image, and you are minting that image as an NFT, That is like a minting your own NFT, creating your own NFT minter dApp is all about, you know, and that's how you can actually mint. It has everything, and you can also add your own data sets, and your friends can actually claim, NFTs. So this has everything. What are the DPlat frameworks? The smart contracts that are available. What are the smart contracts? How you can actually get into the detail of each. You can see the function, you can see the codes, how it's written, everything, right? So now coming back to our platform, if I go to like new workspace, right, you can come and click on like say edit. Okay, one thing that I forgot to share is you can also have like, report a bug. So you click on this and it will take you to our, zbyte support. Since our website is revamped, it's not available right now, but you can actually, just report a bug so that it will directly come to our engineering team, right? If you click on edit, suppose you'll see all this, thing. The reason it's actually showing because I've added this. All these buttons. So you go to widgets, you'll see everything here. Just drag, drop, put wherever you want. And you can change it as well. The name, the alignment, the functions as well. The style also you can change. How you want it. Do you want this way? Do you want this way? You can see the changes are happening here in the real time. Right? Do you want a shadow or not? If you want a shadow, you will get a shadow. You want to make it bold, it will get bold. You want to make it italic, it will happen. It will go italic, All these widgets are available in the list form as well. The queries are here. You can have like a, click on add query. You can have your custom queries as well. If you go to data source, are you guys following up with me? Yes. You can see all the smart contracts are here. So click on, and you can also have like a decentralized storage. IPFS is there. The other database sources, the Web2 connectors are there. MongoDB, MySQL, everything is sort of there. Right? The APIs that you can actually import and use, like using DALI API or ChatGPT API or any other API that you want to integrate. Right? If you click on to add smart contracts, these are the smart contracts that are already available. We do encourage our developers to contribute into and it's an open source platform. It's absolutely open source, right? So you can have your own, smart contract as well. Feel free to share it with us so we can get it verifiable and approved. For if you are building a really cool dApp idea, if you have that, if you want to build, feel free to reach out to me, Manas, or anyone via social media or email or anything. You can simply select, like say this smart contract is, for example, created successfully. Go back something, right? The best part is just like WordPress, as I said that we are like the WordPress of Web3. You can actually work in a very collaborative manner, right? Imagine here in this chat, like Gaurav is working with Ram Prasad. I'm not sure, like Ram Prasad only, right? Yeah. So Ram Prasad and like say Siddhi and Koranchi, everyone is working. So you can keep their email IDs, select a role, how do you want to create, and then invite. How do you make your application public? From here, this toggle button. Right? So you can work collaboratively as well. Like someone from you is good in building like the front end. So that person is building front end. Another person could be building something else, right? That's how we can do. And then you can actually deploy it. But let me show you how the wallet looks like, right? So this is like my wallet, right? Since it's on the testnet right now, so you'll not see, but you can simply request for add funds. Once you click on request for zbyte token, it will get added to your zbyte account. Recharge the balance. You don't need cryptocurrency or anything, you will see the amount got added, right? This is how you can actually use zbyte token, right? So once you're trying to deploy, suppose this carbon tracking smart contract that we are trying to deploy it, right? You can click on this. You can select testnet. Of course, as of now we're on testnet, that's why. And then you can select which chain you want to publish or deploy your dApp. You can select and simply click on deploy. It will ask you for your gas fees. It will get deducted from the wallet that you have, and it will deploy your dApp to the respective blockchain. So yeah. So just want to hear you some views. बड़ा शौक से लग रहे हैं आप, मतलब क्या हो गया बताओ, कुछ बोलो. How does it really look like? These are people who are actually building the dApps. Does it sound interesting to you? Anyone can unmute and say. कुछ लग रहा है इंटरेस्टिंग? हाँ यार, इससे तो लो कोड से यार
it's a nice
बड़ा
platform.
easy. Yeah. What is the where do you think it will really help you? I
I think
understand,
in the
Varun. I
database part,
understand. Yeah. Please go ahead.
I think in the database part, we have so many options of IP address and other things. So it's really good over there.
Correct. I agree. So, Varun, like I understand it's a lot to take in, a lot to process. I totally understand. It's a journey. I always say, like I began my Web3 journey as a journey, not thinking about a destination, but as an evolution of our own very self, that how we are learning and exploring. And, we're only able to understand the power of the platform when we find difficulties, when we go very piecemeal, right? Like on one platform we are writing smart contract, on one platform we are creating front end, one platform we are deploying the back end, right? That's where we find this thing, interesting. That yeah. So I know it's all taken, but it's a journey, and that we have all embarked upon, and I'm sure that this will sort of really help. So now, I think someone is sort of writing, and then we'll proceed. So now what we'll do, Manas from my team will help you to build your first app today, and we'll be creating a dApp now itself, and it will take not more than hardly 15 minutes, and will be yes, absolutely, Varun. Yes, definitely, that's the right path. Exploring and hanging around with the product, with a tool that will help you best. So yeah, that's the right approach, right? So Manas will be actually helping you. He'll share his screen as well, and I request you to each one of you to just follow the steps, and let's build our first dApp together. Let's build our first app so that at least we can show that, hey, this is what we have used, this is what we have built our first app. And we can always have like a next session on like an NFT minter app or something, that we'll be hosting or sometime, or maybe you can actually, I'll show you that how you can get started with that. One of our community person actually built like a proper NFT minter app. So let me show you that as well. And you can just simply sort of copy that part. Okay. Can you guys see my screen? Yeah. So if you go to YouTube, if you go to zbyte, and if you go to under videos, there's this video that is called the NFT minted app. Just to give you a basic idea, you can see like this developer has actually used a DALL-E API, and we interviewed this guy, how he has created it. So proper video is available. What sort of codes that this person has written, how he has actually minted an NFT using DALL-E API. A proper step-by-step approach is there. So you can get started with this and create your own NFT minter app. This person has actually added all the smart contract, and it's actually showing how this person has actually deployed it also. See, the thing that we just saw. As soon as we do this, click on deploy, and once we choose the thing that we want to actually use, like say Polygon, and this person is choosing the smart contract that this person, and then he's clicking on deploy. Can you see, like, it's asking for the transaction fee, which is the transaction fee in the zbyte token that you have as a free token, right? We can either choose to reject or approve, right? If you reject, it will get rejected, right? But if you approve, so this person has rejected because this dApp is already deployed. But imagine if this was not deployed, then you will click on to deploy, and then you can actually deploy it onto a blockchain. So I'm sharing this here in our chat so that you can get started with this and build your first NFT minter app. We would love to see some of these dApps that are coming out from this session. So what we will be building right now will be a Hello World NFT dApp. Manas will be teaching you. So I would request, since we are now on the zbyte platform, just open another tab in your desktop. One, this session is going on. Session is another dPlat tab that we are creating, and follow the steps. And then later on, just try your hands on building this app as well, right? So Manas, over to you. Are you guys excited to build your first app? Just write, like, say yes, or like say excited in the chat. So that let's build our first app today. Okay, Manas, let's get started very quickly.
Hi, am I audible? Everyone
yes,
can
you're
hear me?
audible, Manas. Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Just share. You can share
Okay,
your screen
I'll
and get
share my
started
screen.
with
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, can everyone see my screen? I'm not
yet,
sure.
Manas.
Okay,
yet.
wait. Is it visible now?
Yes, it's visible
Okay.
now.
Yes, it is.
Cool. Okay, so I think if everybody is logged into their dPlat, they will see something like this home page. And what we're gonna do is, so for me, I'm just gonna create a new workplace, and then we're just gonna create a new dApp. So
everyone just follow this process. Create a new workspace.
No, I think for people starting, I think there probably is a new workspace. Just create a new dApp, like a blank dApp. Has everybody done that? I can't see the chat, Naman.
No, that is okay. Yeah. So you just keep going on, Manas. That is absolutely. I'm keeping a tab on the chat. So if anyone is facing any trouble, you can just simply unmute. You can keep going, Manas. I'll stop you. I'll ask you to slow down your process, or maybe ask you to repeat if I see anything in the chat. Okay.
No.
So yeah, everyone just create a new workspace, and you will see something like this on the dashboard, on the screen that you are seeing. If you're not able to see that, just maybe let me know in the chat, so we'll help you. So as Manas is doing, he is actually renaming the dApp name called Hello World. So you can do the same. Just rename your dApp the name as Hello World.
Okay. Now over here you can see that there are like widgets over here, and then we're gonna take the form widget and put it on our canvas. And as you can see, it's seamless. Like you just drag and drop here, and it'll be created for you. So I'll just increase the size, and then when you click on this text button on the right hand side, you'll see that there are a bunch of options here. In this option called text is the name of the text that we put there. So I'll just rename it to like Hello World or anything if you guys want it. So Hello World is here. Now we're just gonna get one input box for our value that we want to like put onto the blockchain. So we just pasted one input box from our widget section onto here. And then we're just gonna rename this and maybe call it input your number or something, input your data. So right now what we are making is basically a simple dApp which puts an integer and data onto the blockchain, and then we're gonna retrieve that data from the blockchain, right? So has everybody done till here? Naman, is there any doubts? Okay, perfect.
Yes. Everyone is following up, right? Are you able to create like a proper box?
I am able.
Who all is actually creating? Just write like say me, ME in the chat box. Okay. Manas, just go like little slower.
Yeah, so basically till now what I have done is I put a form widget, which is this one, as you can see, FORM, form. And then basically onto that I've put one input box inside that form. So this input widget over here, and I just renamed this to input your number. Basically on the label section you see a text, and then you can rename it to whatever you want. So I could change it to input your number, right? And then we're gonna basically put one text box here where we'll get the retrieved number. So one text box here, and I'm just gonna reshape it, and then we'll just remove whatever is written there. So it's like a blank text box, right? So this is our UI. Basically, it's a very simple UI. I'm just keeping it quite simple for everyone to follow. So has everybody done till here?
You can keep it as interactive, no worries. You can unmute also and everything. Just stop us or just ask us to repeat anything. If you get stuck or like if you are behind with any process, feel free to do that. Perfect. I think yes, everyone is sort of following.
Perfect. Okay. So I think one more thing that we will do here is we'll just quickly rename these boxes. So as you can see, when I clicked onto the input one here, I think you probably all have that. You get this right hand side where we change the name. We'll change the name of the box as well to keep, for us to keep the job easy. So I'll just rename it to say demo number or something like that. Okay. Now it's demo number, and then this I'll just keep demo to retrieve. Perfect. Okay. Now we come on to the smart contract section, right? Which is like integrating the smart contract onto our app. So as you can see, there is a section called data sources. When you click the plus button onto the of the data sources, you'll be taken to this page where you'll see there are contracts, then there are APIs, and then databases, right? So what I'm gonna do is quickly I'm gonna add the Hello World smart contract onto my dApp, which is quite easy. You just click onto the add contract button, and then over here you'll find one Hello World contract. So basically just select it, and I'll say installed. Once it's installed, you can see it outside here, right? Has everybody done that? I think thumbs up if you have done that. I think that'll be a better way to understand.
Yes. Okay. Varun is requesting if you could please repeat, Manas, the thing that you have said.
Okay.
The data source.
Basically,
yes.
Yeah. So basically, on your left-hand side panel, you'll see data sources, right? Uh, Here, I have my cursors on that side. And then onto the data sources, just click on the plus button. Once you click on the plus button, you'll be taken to this page, right? This a lot of bunch of APIs and smart contracts and what all. So basically, all of the data sources that's available, and just click onto the add contract button, and you'll find the Hello World smart contract here. This one, right? Hello World, right? And basically, just click select there as I've done, and then you'll find it that it's installed. Once you see the installed here, basically go back and you'll see it here. So I've already done these before, so they are showing up here. But we are right now using the Hello World smart contract. So you'll see it outside here. Is that good? I'm not sure if you have any other doubts.
Yeah, done.
Okay, perfect. So now that we have installed the Hello World smart contract, we'll integrate it to our dApp, right? It's installed, but it's not being used. So what we're going to do is we're going to click onto the smart contract like this. And then it basically gets installed. So I'm just going to rename this smart contract to, I'll just say Hello World contract. Perfect. Now that's done, you'll see this button here on the right hand side called new query. Basically what we're going to do is these smart contracts have a bunch of queries in them which are already written. So what a query is, just think of it as like a function in JavaScript. Like there are a bunch of functions, right? So a query is a single function, right? So we're going to add queries to the smart contract, right? So as you can see, when I click the plus button, like the plus new query button, I'm taken to this page. Here you'll see a drop down function called choose function, right? So when I click on it, you'll see two options, one store and then one retrieve. So this is a very basic smart contract where we are just storing and retrieving data from blockchain, right? So one function is store and the other is retrieve. What I'm going to do is I'm going to first create a store function and just rename this to store, right? And I'll go back to the Hello World contract, which is here on the data sources. And I'm going to add another query, which is going to be the retrieve one. So I'm just going to rename this to retrieve. Has everybody done till here? Or do you have any doubts?
Yes, I think everyone is sort of following. Okay.
Can you please show the this part again? Like I think I have done half of it. Like I was able to do till the retrieve part, but after that I think I have lost a little.
Okay. So I think the retrieve part was the end. Like I haven't done anything after that, but I'll just show this part again. So once your Hello World contract is downloaded or installed, you'll see a new query button here, right? And once you click that new query button, you'll be taken to a page where you can create a function, right? And here you'll see a choose function option where you can select between two options, which are store and retrieve. So I've already created two functions here called store and retrieve. So I'm just going to delete this one for now. So when I go on to the store function, I have selected store. And onto the retrieve, I've selected the retrieve function, right? Now what we're going to do, okay, sorry, is that clear? Or did I, do you have any other doubts?
It's clear, thank you.
Okay, perfect. So now that we have created these two functions, retrieve and store, what we're going to do is, remember that we created this form, right, onto our canvas. And what we're gonna do is take the number which the user is gonna input here, right? So as you remember, we named this input box demo number, right? Because we wanted to, keep it simple. So what we're gonna do is onto our store function that we created, we will select the text box here. You will all see a text box there. And what we're gonna do is put two curly braces. So 1 and 2. When you put two curly braces, you'll get all these bunch of things that you can use here, right? Basically, it's like a shortcut onto our dPlat. Like we have basically kept it for you guys so that you can quickly see all the things that you can use here. So as I named my input box demo number, I can see it here, demo number.text. I'll select this. And what basically this does is it is taking that input from that input box and giving it, basically is parsing it to the store contract, basically giving that data to the store contract, which will store it onto the blockchain. Has everybody done this till here? Is this part clear? Okay, perfect. Now what we're gonna do is remember the text box that we created, demo retrieve. What we're gonna do is here into the labels, into the text section onto the right hand side. As you can see, I've selected this demo retrieve, and on the text input box, I'll again put two curly braces, right? And I'll say retrieve.data. What it means is when I am storing the function and then I want to retrieve that data, I'll basically retrieve the data here, like onto this data, onto the input box, and it is empty right now because we haven't done anything, right? So once this is done, your app is basically ready to deploy. So has everybody done till here?
Yes.
Okay. Now what we're gonna do is quickly deploy this dApp. As you can see on the right hand side, this deploy button. And while deploying, we're gonna click onto the hello world. We will select this one. And I'm doing Polygon. You can choose anyone, whichever you like. I don't know. I have done Polygon. So let's deploy on Polygon. And it's going to ask me to approve this transaction. So as you can see, it's saying 7 zbyte tokens. Right now it's on testnet, so I mean, everybody can do it. And I'll just approve this transaction.
Hey,
as you can
excuse
see,
me, it actually shows on my device that I need to add funds.
Oh yeah, so basically when you go onto the wallet, you'll see a function, a button called add funds. Is there a button called add funds on your wallet?
Yes, I can actually request my free token.
Yeah, just click on that and you'll get 250 zbyte tokens. You can click on it anytime and you'll get like multiple tokens, because right now it's on testnet, so we are providing tokens for everyone to use our platform. Okay, so as you guys can see, the smart contract is deployed. Here it says contract deploy successful, and you can copy the contract hash and a bunch of things you can see. But right now I'm just gonna publish this dApp, and once you publish, it'll take you to the published dApp page, right? So as you can see, our name is here, hello world. And you can see the UI that we created. Right now it says 0 because we haven't put any data onto the blockchain. So I'll just take a random number, 19 say, and then I'll just, okay. So, okay, I forgot one step. I'm really sorry about that one. So we'll come back to our dApp canvas, and onto the button, right? We basically didn't specify where we are using the store button, store function that we created. We never, basically took that. So basically, onto the button, on the right hand side, you'll see a on click thing, on click JS, right? And when you click onto the drop down button, you'll see a bunch of options here. And one option will be execute a smart contract. So when you click on that, you'll get these two options that we created. So one is store and then one is retrieve. So I'll choose store here. And on the retrieve button, I'll choose the retrieve function. Right? Has everybody done that?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Now we'll just quickly, deploy it again. And then 19 and then submit. Okay, now it's asking for money again, because what happens in blockchain, as you guys probably know, that when we write anything onto the blockchain, it requires money, because the people have to, come to a consensus and do a lot of work to complete the transaction. So anything that we have to write onto the blockchain will require money. So as you can see, I'll have to approve again. And once I approve, this button will, when it stops, it'll get uploaded onto the blockchain.
Actually, can you repeat what did you do in the input box? Actually missed that part.
Yeah, I'll just show that quickly. 1 second. So, okay, so that's done. Its submit is completed. Now I'll just quickly show that retrieve thing as well. So when I retrieve, the number is here. So I put 19 onto the blockchain and I retrieved it from the block. So I'll show you what I did in the button. Okay, when you click onto the button, you'll see bunch of options here. You'll find an on-click option there.
I'm asking about the input box, that input your number box.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I didn't do anything here. So I just basically, what we do here is basically we rename it to anything that you want, which you can do on top here. Demo number. I did demo number. And then what we are doing here is that we are taking this value from here and putting it onto the store function. So that the input box I'm using here, and basically we're taking the text which is on that input box. So demo number dot text. You can quickly get this by using two curly braces, and then you'll see your input box here, and you basically select that. So whatever we put the data there will be passed to the store contract. And then the other input box that I have used here is this text box, which is here. And here in the text function, I just basically put the data that we put on the blockchain. So what we are doing is we are retrieving that data. So as you know, we have created this retrieve function of the smart contract, and we are basically fetching the data from that retrieve function. So again, you can use the curly braces here and just write retrieve and whatever the name of your function for the retrieve, and just choose retrieve.data. And that's it. I think these two buttons I've already explained. So on click, you'll basically do store on one button and retrieve on one button. And then you deploy your app. And as you can see, every time you deploy, it basically refreshes to any changes that you have done. So I put 19 before. I'll just quickly show another number. say 75, and I'll store it again. So whenever I have to write data, as I said, it'll need money. Retrieving doesn't need money. You can check as many times as you want. It's free. But whenever you have to write any data onto the blockchain, it will cost some gas fee. It takes a bit of time because the value is going on to the blockchain, and uh, everybody has to come to a consensus and all of that, and the transaction has to be completed. So it takes its fair bit of time. Okay, it happened, but I think the button kept on going for some reason. I don't know why. But as you can see, the number is here, 75, which I put onto the blockchain. I'm not sure why that happened, but just give me 1 second. Okay, that is something unrelated to this, but yeah, that's how you make your first dApp. I hope everybody could have made their dApps.
Is everyone was able to?
Yeah, give a thumbs up, or like just post it onto the chat. I hope everybody did it. Okay, 2 thumbs up, 3 thumbs up.
Wow.
All right, perfect, nice. Okay.
How about others? Wow. Okay. Looks great. So now I would. Okay. Can someone would like to share their screen? Whomsoever, Jaskirat or Varun, anyone? Share your screen and show us like how is it looking? We would love to see. Anyone, it's not necessary, but if you wish to.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, please share your screen.
Is my screen visible?
Yes.
So actually, like, as a front-end developer, I like to style it a little. So I've just done that. This is the
wow. Nice.
That is all. Thank you.
Nice. Jaskirat, do you also want to share? Then we'll move to the end part.
Visible now?
Yes, it's visible. Yes.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. Okay. Nice. Perfect. Yeah. Gravy. So guys, like I've already shared the YouTube link in the chat, right? So you can just copy paste, and also you can go to zbyte's this thing, right? To the YouTube channel, and then you can try building a NFT minter app. That will really give you much more clarity and to help you build your first NFT minter app, right? So that is the best thing. Okay, you guys can hear me, right?
Yes.
Perfect. Okay. So in the chat, I've also shared like these two links, right? So with the screenshot that we just clicked, in the initial, so it's up there on both LinkedIn and Twitter. So I would request you to please, go on. Like if you're active on LinkedIn, then that's absolutely fine. If you're active on Twitter, then I would request you to please click and take like 30 seconds. We are in the last phase of our chat. We'll just wrap it up in like next 5 minutes, 10 minutes. So just click on the link and there's a post link. So just write a feedback, what all you have learned, and trust me, we don't want like the good things only or something, anything, whatever you felt right about this session, about the technology, about the knowledge that you have gained, and about the platform if you wish to, just write there so that we know that this is what, you have learned and this is what your feedback is, all about. So that feedback is extremely crucial for us. So I would request just write like, few things on in the comment section of each of these posts. We'll give you like 30 seconds here. And it doesn't matter both the platform. Even if you're active on like one platform, you can simply just write it there. We would be happy to see some sort of feedback there. If you've learned something new, whatever your learnings are. 30 seconds. Yeah.
Excuse me. If you don't mind, can I speak about my
Sure,
feedback?
please go ahead. Yeah.
Like, I couldn't stop myself. I had to. Basically, it was a really good experience. Like, this is one of the first applications, like this GUI application, where the development and everything was so smooth and so good. But like many times, we have the offline apps like NetBeans or we have Visual Studio, but this was much more smooth and good. And I really commend you on this application. Like, this is really good, and I would love to learn to make such good applications. Honestly, this is that level good.
Really appreciate Devesh, and we are glad that you're able to find this, as valuable. And yes, you can explore and build. And we are actually waiting to see some of the cool dApps, that are coming in from this community itself, right? So, and definitely we are all there to support, all the developers out there, our community as well, wherever you're getting stuck or wherever we can make a few big things possible. So yeah, thank you again. Really appreciate your feedback. Thank you. Nice. Because everyone has commented a bit, on the post, just write like a yes, yes thing in the chat box, and we'll proceed with the last and the final part of, this session. Absolutely, Varun. Yep. You can write this, and copy and just paste this comment maybe, on any of the like Twitter or LinkedIn if possible. That will really help us to accelerate, our efforts. Perfect. Thank you, Varun. Thank you. Really appreciate it. Okay. So guys, now moving towards the end phase of this thing, right? So we have built a Hello World app, right? And now what we are actually doing is we'll be giving you the NFTs, once you submit your dApps, like once that you build like maybe NFT greeting card minter tab, that the link that I've shared, in the chat, right? Which is there on our YouTube as well. It will give you a brief idea. If you get stuck, reach out to us. We'll help you out, and we'll be giving away like the proper NFTs along with a certificate as well that I'll just show it to you right here. This is the certificate. So also I would like to tell you guys that we are part of Microsoft for Startups ecosystem. And if you build like a really nice greeting card NFT dApp or any dApp for that matter, with your efforts, as I showed the documents page, right? So you can go there, you can check it out. You can build like as simple as an NFT minter app with a YouTube link or with the resources that are available. and you submit to us. Maybe you can tag us, or maybe we can send you an email with a form link, and you can submit your tap on that, right? So we'll be happily giving you these certificate, which is powered by Microsoft, for startup, that you can show it to your university or your placement community, or if you're already employed somewhere, maybe to your employer, that hey, that I've done this training about the fundamental of Web3 blockchain, and I've built like a dApp as well, right? So this is like much more valid there. So you'll be getting like a proper in the NFT format that you can own also, right? So that is the best part. So NFT authenticity will also be there, right? So we will give you like a week's time. Today is Sunday. Probably by next Sunday, we'll send out a link in your emails, right? You can submit your dApp URL. If I show you how you can actually make your dApp public, this is the video actually I was talking about. This will really help you building a greeting card NFT dApp, right? So this will be your reference point. So how to make your dApp? So once you like how you can actually share it with us. So once you build a proper dApp, you go on and click on share. Make sure that this toggle button is on. It's blue. Okay. Once it's blue, you copy the application URL, and then you put the URL in the form that we will be sending out to you, right? And if you are building like more dApps in the future, we are happy to have you and sending you like in hackathons, or to win like some more prizes as well, right? So we are there to support. Even CryptoWaley is there to support, so we'll be keep getting some updates about from our side, from CryptoWaley as well. What CryptoWaley is doing is phenomenal on that part as well, right? So the whole idea is to be in the ecosystem, to know everything, and to build and keep building, so that everyone can actually come up with some really cool use cases, right? So that is there. If you get stuck somewhere, feel free to tag us. Feel free to reach out to us via DMs, or email IDs are there. You can reach out there as well, right? So that will really help us. So is there any question? Any questions so far? We are just ending this. If you want to ask anything before we end. Perfect. Okay. One last thing. I'm just dropping in my contact number in the chat, and this is for the reason. So if you're a student, if you are part of any college or something, and if you think that this session would be helpful for other students as well, you can reach out to me, just saying that that hey, we are interested in organizing like a virtual session. So of course, CryptoWaley and us, in collaboration, we will set up a session for your specific college. That will be like a proper session that we can do from our side. Since CryptoWaley is also trying to reach out to as many student communities as possible to increase this awareness about the whole crypto ecosystem, and we are trying to increase the awareness about dApp building and Web3 and low-code technology. So that's why we are happy to conduct like a virtual session specifically for your own college, or if you are employed in any company, right? Like say in any company, maybe your company, you are like there's a certain group of developers who are interested in learning this, right? Feel free to text me on WhatsApp. Just say that, hey, I was part of this CryptoWaley Web3 bootcamp session, and we would like to have you conduct like a session in our college or in our company. We are absolutely happy to actually organize one for your college, and that is again free of cost. That there will be no charge at all. That will be from zbyte and CryptoWallet as well, right? So that will really help us. So just text me. Perfect. All right. Thank you so much. Looking forward to your dApps. You will get a dApp submission form link by the end of like Tuesday, end of the day. So you can keep building it, right? And you can text us. So if you find any difficulty that, hey, I'm not able to build app, just WhatsApp me. I'll add you to our WhatsApp group as well, where one of our engineers is also there. That person can help you. And from my side, again, thank you so much to everyone who has joined. And thanks to CryptoWaley for being such a supportive partner that, even exams and everything is going on. They have sort of, tried and managed to sort of create awareness about this session. So CryptoWaley is doing a phenomenal job. So absolutely, Great job there, and looking forward to more people building. So thanks to Rishabh and your team who has actually pulled this off. So yeah, thank you so much again. Rishabh, do you wanna add anything?
It, it's been our pleasure. Our pleasure. Just want to mention that it's been our pleasure and thanks to these students जो ये session attend कर रहे थे as well as they are interacting with these things. So I would thank them only क्योंकि वो अपने betterment के लिए और जब वो खुद सीखते हैं तो अपने फ्रेंड्स को भी एजुकेट करते हैं. तो मेरे को लगता है वो सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट है कि वो अकेले एजुकेट नहीं हो रहे, वो अपने पूरे सर्कल को आई वुड से कि वो किस तरीके से अपर डायरेक्शन में लेके जाएंगे. तो थैंक यू सो मच अगेन गाइस. होपफुली हम इस तरीके के सेशंस अगर आप लोगों को अच्छे लगे तो डू प्रोवाइड अस फीडबैक, तो हम इसको और भी नेक्स्ट लेवल पे ले जा सके और लोगों को एंगेज कर सके और कोई बढ़िया सा डैप क्रिएट कर सके जो सब यूज करने वाले.
Correct. Thank you so much. And please do tag the notes or the tab screenshot that you have built. Take a screenshot, put it out there on your tweet and all. Tag CryptoWaley, tag zbyte, so that we can also amplify your voice. That hey, this is someone who has like Varun has built it, Ramprasad has built it, Devesh has built it. Everyone is actually building it. Koskar has built it. So thank you so much again. Just post the snapshots and everything. Tag us so that we can amplify your voice as well and help you also get little more popularity. Just like the YouTube video that you have seen on the YouTube. If you build a really nice app, we would love to interview you. We would love to feature you on our YouTube channel. We would love to actually share that video on our Discord channel, right? So please let us know whenever you build something, and please do join Discord as well if you find any more trouble there. So all the links would be there. The emails that you have got so far from our side, from the CryptoWaley side as well. Everything is there. You can reach out. Okay. Thank you so much, everyone. Once again, thank you for joining. Have a great Sunday ahead, and keep trying, keep building, and let's keep marching towards Web3. So thank you so much. Thank you.
Okay. Bye.
Bye, bye everyone. Bye.
Thank
Bye.
you, everyone. Bye bye.